Hi everyone, thanks for having me. Thank you, Brand Innovators, for accommodating. I came from Miami and I sat on the airplane for 3 hours this morning. And it was one of those where they say, oh, in 15 you're leaving. And I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll be fine. And then another 15 and another 15, and in multiples of 15, it made 3 hours sitting there. And I was freaking out. Like, oh my God, I'm going to arrive super, I'm going to arrive for dinner at the Brand Innovators. But I made it, and thanks guys for accommodating the schedule to squeeze me in. It's always a pleasure to join Brand Innovators. Also to be here at campus, like beautiful office that you guys have. I know that that was like the end of the day, and it was probably a long day for everyone. So I'll try to make it fun and entertaining, so that you guys don't get too bored. So yeah, I call this presentation "Think of a Color That Doesn't Exist." Like I think I have like 15 minutes. I can talk freaking forever, so I'll try to keep it short and sweet, you know. But like I think it's hard today to see any presentation or to go to any marketing event and no one talks about AI, right? I mean, this is like a cover from April of this year. And I really like this cover because in most of the AI conversations I see people talking about the good side and the bad side of AI and how AI is going to replace all of us and destroy the planet like Terminator, we need to find Sarah Connor very quickly, else are going to be screwed. I'm Brazilian, that's why I have this accent, so I'm hopeless optimistic about things, and I always try to see the positive side of things, and I really see AI as a tool, you know, like I don't see it as like an end in itself, and I see many brands like tapping into AI. In some cases, kind of like because it's hot, you know what I mean? Like I'm just like trying to do AI things just like because people are talking about AI because it's such like a hot topic at the moment. Like unfortunately I work for a company which is a tech startup that has AI at its core before it was trendy and hot. And everything that I'm going to show you guys like links to that, like how to use AI in a way that's like core to your business. And on the positive side of AI, you know, and this is older. This is, I think, is from 2019, and it was an edition of the Washington Post magazine where they did like I think it was like 12 different covers, you know, like about climate change. So kind of like trying to go to every angle possible. I mean, you know that there are always like flat earthers out there. So there are people who don't believe in climate change. So they went and kind of like tried to make the argument different ways. And I think that AI can help us solve some problems that we couldn't solve by ourselves, you know, but always like AI plus human, like AI as a tool to do things. And that's kind of like the purpose of NotCo, which is the company I work for. For the sake of the planet, let's invent the food industry one delicious mouthful at a time. So it's all very anchored on sustainability and the way the company works. And this is kind of like, I always try to simplify things and explain things like in a way that my mom would understand. So when I joined, it was really complicated to explain the way they explained to me what they did was kind of like complicated. And I remember Matthias, who is the founder, CEO, telling me like, hey, we need to really think about how we put forward our value proposition. And I always think like, how the hell I would explain this to my mom? So it's basically like, we developed like an AI that we call Giuseppe. There is a reason for that. I can talk about that over a beer, maybe. And we partnered with Giuseppe, our chefs and our R&D team, our team of food scientists, partnered with Giuseppe to basically like analyze animally derived products and create a recipe that will match the taste, the flavor, everything of the product using plant-based ingredients. So it's basically like AI plus people equal a product, right? And it is literally like that, you know, like we get a product that is animally derived, we do a chromatography study, we analyze the physical properties of the product, like sometimes we do a panel and have experts score the product in a certain attribute. We feed all that into Giuseppe. Giuseppe speeds like 5 recipes, The guys go to the kitchen, prepare the recipes, and they tell Giuseppe, number 3 is the best one. Then Giuseppe speaks another 5, and we prepare those 5, and it's kind of like an interactive process between humans, R&D, food scientists, the chefs. The chefs play a really important role in what we do, and to create products like that. This is not chicken. We call all the products not, so it's not milk, not chicken, not burger, which was one of the things that grabbed my attention, when I first heard about the company years ago. I love the black sheep type of mindset, and I love the fact that the company is called the Not Company, because that's the type of marketing I think we need more of, doing things that go against the typical classic generic stuff. So this is a product that I think we are launching in the US. And as I speak, we're already market leaders in many markets in Latin America, like Chile. In Brazil, we have a very strong presence. Mexico, Argentina. We also have partnerships with, in the US, we have a partnership with Shake Shack. So if you go to Shake Shack and order a custard or a plant-based shake, it's from NotCo to be on the menu board. We have Starbucks, Dunkin', Burger King in Latin America, so it's pretty cool stuff. And look, this product specifically, 86% less water, 73% less CO2 than the animal product. And that's how it links back to the purpose of the company, and that's how we are using AI to reinvent the food industry. And I could go one by one. And the other cool thing is that, while most plant-based milks, for instance, they use one ingredient, right? You choose almond milk or oat milk. That's a good thing, but at the same time, it limits what you can do with the product. Giuseppe doesn't care about what natural ingredient you put in. So our milk has cabbage, coconut, pineapple. It's a mix of ingredients, and with that, you can get to a better functionality, let's say. So for instance, when we work with Starbucks brief us to develop a milk that does good foaming both in cold and in hot. Most of the drinks in the US, for instance, are cold at the moment. They're not hot drinks. And if you choose, if you are like me and you chose a plant-based milk cappuccino and we had it delivered to you, when the cup arrives, it will be all empty because the foam goes down. Starbucks is sending air basically when you buy it. And we develop a product that doesn't allow that to happen. All using AI. And again, as I said, I could go product by product showing the environmental footprint and how it's much better than what we have. But everything that I'm showing you is what I call plant-based 1.0. All the products that the industry has today, I wouldn't say all, but all that I know at least, they aim to match animal-derived product. So the animal-derived product is the seeding, right? But AI can do much better than that. You know what I mean? We already have prototype of some crazy stuff like having Giuseppe analyze chocolate and tell Giuseppe, give me a flavor that doesn't exist, but that humans will like because they like this. But Giuseppe doesn't know what chocolate is. He can taste, right? It's an AI. He looks at the data. I like your Spotify playlist when they say, oh, if you like this, you're going to like that. I can do that with flavor. I can brief the AI to come up with products that will make you happier or have more joy or remember your childhood. So the stuff that's coming is actually much more interesting than what they've done up to now. It can be really, really fun. And that's why I'm so excited about NotCo and playing with AI to develop food, always with plant-based natural ingredients. And I call the presentation think of a color that doesn't exist because I think that's what kind of AI allows you to do. You know what I mean? If I went to you and I said, hey, I'm going to do a product that's based on chocolate but doesn't have milk, doesn't have coconut, and it's not chocolate. When you try it doesn't going to taste like chocolate, but you're going to like it for some reason, and you cannot describe what it tastes like, even if you're an expert. I cannot even conceptualize how that would taste, but we can do that. You know, like I remember when I was a kid, and this will sound like bullshit, but I promise you it's true. Like I used to think let me think of a color that I always drew since I was a kid, paint, drawing, stuff like that. So I used to think like, oh, let me think of a color that doesn't exist, and it's freaking impossible for obvious reasons, right? I mean, how the hell are going to do that? And I think that AI allows us to do that type of stuff. One of the campaigns ideas that we've done that I'm really proud of, and it's probably like the only case. Well, maybe I can show a second one. Depends on how time goes. But I wanted to, like, I wanted to work with our creative partners to explain the NotCo story to people. Explain that we use AI to create the food. Obviously, not in a scary way, not like a 2001 Space Odyssey type of thing. All going to kill you. You know what I mean? And I'm really like aging myself here with these references, but anyway, you're laughing because you know, right? The reference. So like I didn't want to do like the boring. Oh, we are not cool. We use artificial intelligence to create our products, and it keep the explanation that I just gave to you. I was trying to make it more fun and different. So the guys came with this. One of the creative guys that we work with came with this insight, which is like, you never really, if I ask you, like, what was the last time you saw an old animal, an old farm animal, you cannot even think about that, right? I mean, when have you seen, like, the last time you have seen an old cow, or an old pig, or an old chicken? It's probably never, right? And the reason for that is this, you know, like the natural lifespan of some of these animals is much longer than the average industry lifespan. And of course, like if you live close to a farm, like in Brazil, I did see some old animals, just being honest with you. But like if you live in an urban area, you most likely have not seen, or you don't have on your mind, like how an old animal would look like. So what did we do? Like just like we use AI to create our food, we asked AI to imagine how the animal would look like in an old age. And I know that you cannot read the copy here, so we made this one larger. So there on the headline is imagine a pig living up to 23 years, and you can tell that's a prompt from Midjourney. I mean, that's why we use that headline. Have you ever seen an old pig? Probably not. In the food industry, a pig can live as little as 25 weeks, despite living decades in nature. So we had to use AI to create this image just like we do with our food. And NotCo use AI to analyze the molecular structure of animal-derived food and replicate this flavor, texture, and nutrition with plants. And that's how we're reinventing the food industry for good. We did out of home. This I think it's on New York. It was like a campaign that we did everywhere. Like we did in Colombia, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, Chile. And this is a case study film. It's just 2 minutes long, so I will play this one. I hope the sound works, and I hope we not explode our ears when I play the button here. Yeah. So that was a really fun one to do, and all the images were created with AI because it made sense. It was not just because it's hard, and, you know. Even like the time lapses, they have like 250, 300 images depending on the time lapse. It's all done with AI. The music of the case was composed with AI, always to make the point, like that we use AI. I will show one more, and I'm probably screwing up with time, but then I will wrap it up and we can move to the fireside chat. I'll just keep this one. I will show you, I will show this one. I think it's easier to understand. The volume is not so high. Do you think I can go a bit higher there? Maybe just on the computer and we'll do it. Yeah. Cool.
A lot of people like to call me fake, but I'm like, what's so wrong with that? Sometimes fake is better than the real thing. My friends from NotCo get it. They use artificial intelligence that literally analyzes the molecular structure of chicken to replicate the flavor and texture with plant-based ingredients. They call it Not Chicken, and it's amazing. These people really know what it takes to run a business. It's certified vegan, it's non-GMO, and my kids really love it. The AI is so good, I swear you literally cannot tell the difference between Not Chicken and the real thing. I mean, could you tell that this voice was recreated by an AI? Not Chicken, available now at Sprouts and Instacart.
Yeah, so that was really fun. As you can tell, it's very campaignable. I skipped the other slides, but the other slides were a lot more than which I guess you can imagine how it sounds.
Since the dawn of time.
Yeah. And the other one is not Dave.
The Earth is home to hundreds of...
Yeah.
Since the dawn.
Yeah, we have fun.
But
look, I mean, I could be doing this presentation to talk more about AI and how we are using AI in the business and using AI also in some of the campaigns we do. It's never just AI. AI didn't come up with the insight of the campaign, nor the idea. We use it as a really as a tool on everything we do. And that's, I think, one of the main messages I want to land here. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly don't think AI is going to replace people. I think that we will be able to do more, do better, do different using AI as a tool. Just like, I mean, I know that we need to keep the proportions right, but just like when Photoshop was created, I think AI is more disruptive than Photoshop, don't get me wrong. But just for you to understand, like it still needs the insight, it still needs the creative, it still needs the marketeer, the agencies to do the work. It's just that we'll probably be able to do it better, faster, more options. I think it will have like a really positive impact if you think about how you go about performance marketing and create different assets and targeting and all that cool stuff. I could have done this exact same presentation talking about creativity instead of talking about AI. Like I'm a firm believer on creativity. Thanks for the kind words on the intro. Like creativity to me is what keeps me going. And it's what gets me excited. Like I'm driven by ideas. I'm like a little kid. When I see an idea, when I saw the old animals idea, like even without any slides, like just like, oh, I get it. Like yes, we need to make that happen. And that I think is the marketing that I would love to see more of. Like marketing that stands out, that you kind of can envision people talking about it on the streets or when you take an Uber or when you go to a bar with your friends. And I think that's all I had, and I probably went over time a little bit. So thank you so much. We will have time to do, I think Ross is here, and we'll be able to do a little bit of a chat and also open up for Q&A. Thank you.